You're probably wondering if you need a camera that has dual SD card slots for your next camera, because you probably have heard plenty of people online talk about it. Well, I'm here to explain when you will need it and when not. So let's jump right into it. With every new camera announcement by whatever company that you shoot with, you'll probably hear people say that hopefully the new camera has a dual SD card slot in the camera. Now, why would that be such a big deal? To answer that question, it all comes down to another question. What do you want the camera for? See, most professional content creators want the security that it comes with a camera that has dual SD slots. For example, I tend to have it that my slot 2 on my SD card for my camera clones when my slot 1 SD card is recording and any photos that I take to save everything simultaneously. This helps me ensure that I have a backup in case one of the SD cards ends up being corrupted or fails in any way. Then I won't have a heart attack that I lost all the content created for a client or from my videos I create on here. Nothing is worse than having a long day of hard work be lost to a bad SD card. So having a dual SD card slot option in your camera can have its benefits. But now if you're a hobby photographer and videographer and you're wanting to have a camera that you can create everyday photos and videos that is basically just for you, well, you're probably not caring to have a backup of what you're shooting by using the second SD card slot to back up your main card to ensure that you just don't lose anything that you've captured that day. This will allow you to have a more economical setup for yourself. The reason is why because most of cameras that have dual SD card slots like my Sony a7 IV tend to be more of the pro line, which means they're more expensive. These type of cameras tend to have the more higher specs for videos and photos than more consumers and I guess prosumers type of cameras than the more entry-level style cameras that tend to have one SD card slot. Not only will you have to spend more money on SD cards since you'll need to get 2 of them, you'll have to get heavier duty SD cards to be able to use the camera's pro features since they'll usually need a faster reading and writing SD cards to be able to capture in, the higher quality. So that makes the cost of having a dual SD slot camera a lot higher than the ones that have only, one. That means you have to decide if you're planning to become a more hobby content creator and get great gear at a more affordable price, or invest more into the more pro line of gear where you can have maybe the bigger features and have more memory backup to ensure nothing is lost. I know there will be someone who says, but they're great cameras, they're spec'd out with that only have one SD card slot that can be used for more professional kind of content, which that's true to a certain degree. Most of those cameras that have one SD card slots are great cameras, but they're geared to be, the consumer type of content creator due to the price factor, features in general, and as well as build compared to the more pro line of cameras. Most single SD card slot cameras are like cameras like the Fuji X-E4, XS10, XS20, Sony a7C, a600 series, among other cameras like them. They are great cameras and can do a lot of great things, but they are catered to, more typical consumer and hobbyist creator. Dual card slot cameras like the full frame style cameras from Sony, Canon, Nikon, and as well as some higher cost APS-C Fuji cameras tend to have the dual SD slots because they're more of the prosumer and pro line cameras that most people need to have the dual SD card slots either for backup to ensure they have more of everything covered, to not lose anything when it comes onto their content creation for their clients and for themselves. So ultimately, having a dual SD card slot on your camera, it's always great if you're the typical content creator who's making content for clients, for your business, and if you're wanting to have some security to back up your content up in camera while out creating. Having a single SD slot is never a bad option. I have my Fuji cameras that have only one SD slot and they have never failed me. Just make sure you get some reputable SD cards and you'll be fine. Now, a question for you. Are you team single or dual SD card slot for your camera gear? Let me know down below your thoughts as to why you picked the one that you did. I would love to know what, essentially is the right choice and what made you go with that option, because everybody's decisions is different. Everything what they use the camera for is going to be different. So I'm curious to know what that thought process was for you. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, share this video with a friend. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.